Y'all love my primary weapon tier list so much. Here's one for the Orbitals and Eagles. But first, the old version. Bugs, bots. This video has both. I have a trade offer for you. I show tier list right now, and you give the video a like and a comment. Sound good? Cool. Starting off the bugs, we have AFK Gaming. Orbital Napalm Barrage. My guy. This thing just kills basically everything from Bug Breach. It won't really murk a Charger or Battle Titan or Impaler. It will just kill everything else. With decent impact damage and a long-lasting fire that covers a massive area, no chaff survives. Anything below a Charger will die to this. Every single time. S tier. 500 kg. Bigger blast radius, although you'll still have cases where you don't kill Battle Titans. Folks might be perturbed about that. It happens. But you can now clear more bug holes. Throw it in a 4 bug nest thing. It can clear all of them if you throw it correctly. You can also take out more chaff, which is a decent factor, making it a anti-tank and more of a horde clearing stratagem. 120mm barrage is another bug breach deleter, killing impalers, chargers, potentially Battle Titans. Small critter killing potential is also very high, to the point that it could be considered AFK gaming, but I'll put it S tier for now. We have Gas Strike in C tier. Some folks might freak out about that. I should explain it. They nerfed the damage. It does less dot damage, and that doesn't feel great for me. Sure, it causes the monsters to be blind and confused now. That's an important distinction. It doesn't make them attack each other on purpose. They just blindly swing. If they hit each other or you, then that's what they're going to hit. If they were caused to go crazy and intentionally attack each other, it would be pretty cool. But that doesn't happen. Instead, in some cases, they swing out of the gas strike. They move quicker by attacking, and they leave the gas strike dot that now does less damage, making it do even less damage because they're no longer being affected by the gas strike cloud. I don't like the change. I was hoping for maybe acid rain for gas strike itself. Strafing run can break multiple secure hotels in one flyby, can also break spore spewers, but has horrible chaff clear. It can one-shot impalers, and that's awesome. Clussy bombs. These have no utility, and they can kill the chaff, obviously. Sometimes they can kill chargers, it's hit or miss. And if a Battle Titan spawns, it'll block shots. If an Impaler spawns, it'll block shots. And that also goes for the Airburst Strike, which Airburst Strike is far worse to me than the Cluster Bombs, but still in C tier. It doesn't belong in the Weenie Hut Junior Special Deluxe Combo Small Fries yet. Napalm Strike. Lost his job as a fry cook, and now it's selling goulash from a crock pot on the side of a highway, but all these cars are speeding by, not giving it time to cook. That's how it feels when playing against warriors, or alpha warriors that get spawned and they're faster now. They just walk out of the fire, and given how many medium units being spawned, alpha commanders that spawn alpha warriors, and what have you, this does not really bode well in the current state of the game. Orbital Laser. There's no real point in bringing it with the long cooldown, limited uses, when you can just use your support weapon to kill Battle Titans, Chargers, and what have you. This thing would be decent versus chaff clear if you could change what it targets. That'd make it pretty interesting if you could toggle it in your hand almost. Eagle Smoke Strike, a LARPer's pocket sand. Get pulled up on by a patrol, pocket smoke. You're off the scene. Except Battle Titans can still see you because they're on stilts, so they kind of cheat a little bit. I'll say this slow. Weenie Hut Junior Special Deluxe Combo with Small Fries is the tier, and in it we have Rail Cannon Strike. Pretty long cooldown for what it does. It kills one heavy, or one of the biggest mobs in the area. I still don't like the targeting that much because sometimes it'll go for the wrong thing. And there's no point in using it now. Is it your break glass in case of emergency stratagem? By all means, you go crazy. I can be bribed next time to put it higher if you buy a coin. The Odo Dojo coin, by the way. Comparison to a golden dollar, which is bigger than a quarter slightly. It's pretty nice stuff. Now we have the EMS Strike. There's no point. You just bring stun grenades. EMS Strike has been useless for a long time. If a charger's running through the field, it won't even get stunned. It can't stun Battle Titans, and even if it could, it would still be low on the list. Orbital Smoke. If it had a bigger radius, I could see it being C tier as well, but it don't, so it's not. Eagle Rocket Pods. I can't hit my shots. They're not good. They miss. They aim for you. I have big beef against things that aim for you in this game. If you had a laser pointer on it, it'd be fun to use, and I might place it higher because it'd be more efficient in that manner. You can finesse the angle, sure, but the damage output isn't that good. You get 3 uses. Why? There is no why. Unless you just like it, in which case, play what you want. Like, of course, if you like stratagems on this list that are low, who cares? You play what you want. But for me, I don't see it really being that valuable. Unlike the Dojo coin, just saying. You thought I forgot. B tier, I may have. Gatling Barrage. I'm pretty sure the shots go through the big enemies, which means that it can damage the critters that spawn from a bug breach or just in general. Bile Titan sprouts up, it's taking damage. It won't really die to a Gatling Barrage, and the same thing goes for a Charger and Impaler, but they get weakened by it. And if what I think is happening is true, you're also hitting chaff at the same time. That's more value. Short cooldown, decent damage, it's okay. The 380mm barrage, why is it so low and the damage is so high? Because bugs, it's not really a big deal for them. Because of how spread apart the shots are and how you have these structures over bug nests, it doesn't really have a real purpose. Its main value comes from clearing out heavy nests, not even the super nests, because in some cases, a super nest will have a structure that makes a barrage not very good at clearing it out. Walking barrage. Pretty much the exact same thing. Honestly, I don't know what to think about Walking Barrage at all. So I put it next to 380 just be nice. In A tier, P-Strike, the Wish.com Alibaba Express version of the 500 kg, except it does one thing a lot better. Taking out the Spore Spewers and Shakira hotels. It only takes you one P-Strike. Now it takes you 2 500 kgs. Aside from that, reduced radius compared to 500 kg, and that's just the main difference here. You can kill a Bile Titan in one hit, Impaler in one hit, Chargers, just not as many things will be taken out. Eagle Airstrike. It's good, pretty amazing versus Bile Spear missions, but I avoid those like the plague. I think if most folks knew how to avoid them, which is avoiding certain missions and operations, they would too. So if you're only facing Bile Spears, I think it's around S tier, but in general, it's more of an A tier pick. If you combine both these stratagems, you get a 500 kg, and for that reason, I feel they can't be an A tier, or S tier, rather. Now for the bots. AFK Gaming tier. 380, 120, Napalm Barrage. 4 different reasons. 380 takes out entire outposts consistently, the fabricators, and destroys big enemies. It has sporadic landing spots, so it won't really be perfect at killing chaff. Still amazing though. 120, smaller radius, less damage, but more consistent barrages, and takes out the smaller outposts consistently, while killing a bunch of the mobs that spawn inside. The Napalm Barrage is ridiculous against the bot drops, and so is the 120, but Napalm will kill all of the chaff. The only things that survive will be tanks, hulks, and factor striders. S tier, the 500 kg. It was here before, but it's even better. Bigger blast radius means it's easier taking out the detector towers with 1 kg. Certain layouts of fabricators now it's going to be a breeze to hit multiple at one time, and even handling certain outposts. My favorite one being mortar emplacements. On a dual setup, you can probably take out both with a single kg. Now granted, support weapons do a lot more damage now in some aspects, so a railgun can handle them in one shot, but it's nice to have for folks who are rocking random loadouts. Eagle Airstrike is kind of the same thing as a 500 kg in this context, except you can't take out detector towers, but you can one-shot a factory strider. It may require all the module upgrades though. A tier, Precision Strike. It takes out factory striders where the kg can't, but the small radius keeps it here. Orbital Laser. Same 3 uses, same long cooldown, but the damage increased, which lets you do the same stuff you did before, but a bit better. Throw it at a bunker, it can handle the bunker and other fabricators for funsies. A factory strider, it can kill those now more consistently and still have enough laser left to kill tanks. Maybe 1 or 2. That's good stuff. B tier, Eagle Smoke Strike. Running away is still a good thing, even versus the bots, and given how they're aimbotters now, got the Zim plugged in, freaking 0.6 aim assist on console, it's ridiculous. So it's nice in that regard. Walking Barrage. If I put it lower, I'll get yelled at. I still don't like this thing. It blows stuff up. Cool. C tier, Eagle Clussies. It's decent for chaff clearing, but that's not great versus the automatons in general, because they approach from different angles and they're shooting at you from Narnia while walking you down. So how good is a chaff clearing stratagem in that instance? Not very. That's the answer. That's the only answer. Which is why most things that clear chaff are in the Weenie Hut Junior Special Deluxe Combo with Small Fries category. Rail Cannon Strike isn't a chaff clear, but long cooldown, not really all that useful. In fact, it's to the point now that I think it is almost worthless, and I'm glad. You have thermite grenades. They can one-shot tanks. They can do big damage versus the factory striders as well, and your weapons in general do more damage, so this loses immense value given the long cooldown, only hitting one target, and it targeting for you. Give me a laser pointer and we'll talk. EMS strike. Borderline useless. I'd actually say it's useless because of the multiple angles like I mentioned earlier and how the automatons move. It doesn't even stun tanks or factory striders. It is just there for cosmetic. Gas strike. It'll confuse the enemies that will still continue to shoot, which means they can still shoot you. They don't go for each other. They're just blind and confused. It's the schizophrenic speedrun. That's it. And they're trying to mow down the voices. Gatling barrage. Chaff clearing isn't great. Air burst. Chaff clearing items are just not good. And that goes for strafing run and the rocket pods. They don't do enough damage. They don't take out hulks in one pass by when both rockets land. Tanks, I guess they can, but thermites, other options are available. These are not great tools versus automatons. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Laters. Yo, over under, I live this. Over under. Under. You wanted underground mission. Here's your underground map. Okay. That's not what I meant.